All right, everybody, let's get centered. And it doesn't have to be a seat if you want to recline. We were talking about how we're all pretty tired. If you wanted to start lying down, if that feels good, go for it. So I'll tell you what's happening in the cosmos. All right, so if you may have heard, tonight is the Aries new moon and total solar eclipse. So I guess it's partial eclipse, but an eclipse anyway. So this is the second new moon in Aries, which is pretty rare. Usually you just get one new moon per astrological sun sign, but we had one at the very beginning of the Aries season, and now we're at the very end because tomorrow we go into Taurus. So we've got these like bookends of Aries energy, which some of us are as far as sun signs, but we all have it in your chart somewhere. So it's happening. It's that kind of new beginnings and really much about yourself, just really looking at your own, even relationship with yourself and what your needs are. But this is with the power path. I love this source of astrology and just kind of shamanic earth wisdom. The nature of this moon is charged and full of opportunities, but you have to be paying attention. Great transformation can occur and doors may open for new possibilities, new cycles, and for taking a bigger leap of faith than you thought possible in the past. It can be a dynamic time of facing permanent closures of a karmic nature and of moving full-heartedly into something you have contemplated and worked towards. There can also be surprising situations that appear, which can be either positive or challenging, or sometimes both. This is where attention, focus, and staying present will serve you well. Think of any stretch into a choice that comes with a slight risk as a bid for power, which is a good thing, growth. The main thing to remember is that spirit will guide you and you will receive clarity and support if what you are reaching for is truly yours and aligned with you instead of being someone else's dream. If something is falling apart in your life, ask the question, what about this situation, person, or project is no longer aligned with or serves me? Perhaps it is time for a restructure. Take a risk. So maybe that resonates, maybe not. But for all of us, it is, again, that quiet time of the moon cycle where it's dark and it's quiet. And we know that the moon definitely affects the tides of the entire ocean. So, of course, we feel this within ourselves. The full moon kind of gets a lot of like the credit or the like notoriety of like, oh, it's the moon. But Joe and I were on the beach today and we saw that the low tide was really, really low. And again, that was a reminder of like, it's the new moon. It has equal pull as the full. So there's just a lot of internal kind of push and pull happening when we have these moments of the lowest low or the fullest full. And here we are at that new moon time. The bottom again. Again, it's that place to kind of start again, restructure. Maybe some things do need to kind of fall apart in order to help create those transformations and changes. And the eclipse can do that. So you can think of it's like a big kind of wiping the slate clean and starting again. So that's happening tonight, technically in a few hours. So it's all a part of it. So this is the night where, yes, we're going to go really deep and just quiet down everything, nervous system support, and just let everything rest. It's the quiet time of the week for all of us. And for this new moon, this cycle where we start again, we've got to get quiet to start again. Okay. So let's get grounded through your root. Let that old grounding cord go and start a new one. So give yourself that connection to the earth beneath you, where you can plug in plugging to present time. We talked all about what's happening, that's happening now. We can release the past, and maybe this whole last month, just what's been going on the last 4 weeks for you is since the last new moon, and we can let that go. It's when spring really started. And also move the mind out of the future. We're not there yet. It's not formed. Even this like astrology, it's never a prediction. It's just what's happening energetically that could help support you individually. So finding yourself here. Check in with your body. Can you adjust a little bit to make yourself a little more comfortable? And then find a nice softness of the belly, as we know. Just shift gears from your day where you're actively doing into this restorative practice where you get to practice being. So yes, we're actively breathing, but we're shifting into that receptive state. Let the inhale just fill you up. Bring in all the energy that you usually give out. Bring it in, soak it up. And exhale, just let it all go. Let go of the day and all the headlines and just, it's heavy out there. We know it's heavy, so clear it out. Couple more. Just a smooth breath cycle. And then check in, really go inward tonight. Listen to your heart and set a new intention. It's a reset time these next few days as we enter a new sun season, a new energy, new moon cycle, post eclipse tomorrow. So just feeling, how would we like to go forward? What's kind of up in your world? What's speaking to you? What are you desiring for yourself, your heart, your soul? Great. And tonight, let's bring the palms together in front of your heart. Just find that nice peaceful balance between the right and left palms and the space between. We'll tune into one Om, uniting us in our practice tonight. Om. Great. You can put your hands down. And let's do our whole little routine that we haven't done in a while, starting with our ankles and our feet. So if you want to shift how you are sitting, I'm going to start in staff pose. Get comfortable on the sitting bones, equal right and left sides, and then all the way down through the back of your legs. Flex your feet. And you can use your hands for support next to you as well. We'll inhale, tops of the feet forward, exhale back, and just enjoy that, starting with the feet and ankles. Draw some circles. All directions. Toes up towards the sky. Take a deep breath and even open up space between your toes if you can. Exhale, toes together. A couple more. Inhale, open. Exhale, close the feet. Just kind of shake that out. Moving into the knees. Relax the shoulders here. Inhale, just extend through your heel, and exhale, flex it in. And if you're feeling really low energy, just kind of slide the foot on your mat, on the floor. Good, keep that knee in, and then let's get into the hip. So flex this foot that you're holding and just check in. Begin with little rocking back and forth. And then draw some circles in your hip. Great. And the shin bone is facing forward. Take a deep breath. Exhale to your first edge. Inhale. Exhale again. And then one more. Let's hold and breathe. Just let your body relax here. Shoulders down your back into your hip. Maybe the toes keep angling up. And then reset and let that go. Shake it out. Other side. Knee. When you're ready, extend and exhale, contract. Right, open up from your hip, flex the foot. Circles. Great. So again, looking at that shin bone out in front of you, deep breath here. Exhale, hug in. Inhale, release. Exhale again, hug it in. And then hold and breathe. How is this side feeling? Great. Reset. Let that leg go. Shake it out. And then let's actually go right into a V shape and find your bolster. Maybe even some blocks in front of you. This depends on how you're feeling. So let's take an inhale and let the breath rise up. Exhale, take a slow bow. We'll do a few here. Inhale, up. Exhale, a little bow. And then one more. Let's hang out, hold and breathe. Maybe stack your fists, maybe to support your head, or use a block. Doesn't have to be your deepest forward fold. We're just going right into one to get into the kind of inner world, quieting things down. Keep the core strong and keep a little space in your knees. We try not to lock out the knees. Reach through your heels. Maybe just totally surrender, let go of your arms and hands as well. And I'm going to time this for a few minutes. Just quiet the nervous system, go inward, check in with yourself. One more minute. Just go inward, find some peace and quiet inside. Right, take one more big breath into the whole back body. And walk yourself up slowly. Just find center, neutral spine. Move that bolster. And let's come to tabletop. So after that big forward fold, be gentle with your spine as we do some counter movements. Let the inhale go the opposite way than you were. So we're kind of tipping the tailbone up, looking up. And exhale down your back. Back going. Up and then down the back. Press down. Great. Now let's take a seat. Feel free to sit on your prop, a block or a bolster or a blanket in between your knees. We're just going to try to sit in hero's pose for a moment. Really grounding here. Root your tailbone. Let's squeeze your shoulders up and then roll back and down. A couple more times. Very neutral spine. So keep the shoulders relaxed. And now just your neck. Inhale, chin rises. Exhale, chin down. Great, and then the lateral stretch for the neck. Inhale, up through the crown. Exhale, right ear just tips to the right shoulder. Inhale, center, exhale, other side. So back and forth. Stay on the right side. If you want more weight, take your right hand on your head, opposite arm out. And just let some of that tension dissolve down the neck and shoulder. Release. Inhale up to the crown. Exhale, balance it out. Other side. Great. And center. And then inhale the arms. Just kind of pick up the shoulders a bit. Exhale, just swing them straight back. And clasp the hands behind you. Press those palms together, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift your heart. And center, release the hands. Come back to tabletop. You can move the prop out. And right toes to the floor behind you. Open the knees now, one at a time. Open the toes. The Achilles, calf. And then the other side. Great. Well, let's do the thread the needle. So let's take right arm straight up and open up. Work the wrist first a few times after a long day. Let the wrist move. Opening and thread that needle through. Let your shoulder and head rest. Use your left hand onto the floor just to help go exactly where you need to go. Again, tension of the world finds its way to the shoulders and the upper back. Move it out. Good. One more breath here. Breathe the right arm back, open to the sky and down. Back to center, cat stretch. Other side, left arm reaches. Take the wrist again a few times. Inhale, open from the heart, and exhale, thread it through. Gently rest, hold and breathe. Right, when you're ready, free that left arm open and down. And once again, a little child's or a cat pose first, and then child's pose. So bring the bolster or whatever prop you want to sort of bow onto. Take it forward, and this one will be here for a few nice long minutes. I'll cue you halfway through to shift your head position if you'd like. Curl inward, use the support of the bolster, let your whole torso, as much as you can, rest on it, or on the floor if you're not using a bolster. Close your eyes. And just align with your breath. Let go. You like to change your head position, balance out your neck for the rest of it. All right, slowly take another nice full breath. Recenter your head, move the prop a little bit out of your space. Come back to that tabletop and then let your hips kind of slide side to side. Maybe take some cat stretches. Great. And then we are going to turn around and do that heart opener, which we all need. So if you want to use your blanket for the hip opener, great. I think I will use that tonight. Not necessary. You can just do your own leg variation, but so this is the butterfly supported like this. Blanket or even strap goes over your feet and then underneath. You can also just let your legs go straight out in front of you, or knees tent together and feet go wide. So maybe try one. If it feels okay, stay there. You can always change the leg position. But we do want to be sitting on the ground and then opening up somehow here. So squeeze those shoulder blades together a little bit more and just allow yourself to be in this pose of trust and surrender. Giving ourselves the courage to just keep our hearts open here when they do want to close down and kind of just go inward. Just try to stay open, let the breath help, and let emotions pass through the heart. We don't want them to get stuck in the heart. Of course, we want to feel and to be in this world, but not to get so bogged down by the heaviness of the world. So find a little more light in the heart, literally lightness if you can, as you breathe. Be aligning with a little more hope, a little more trust, trusting that what you do matters. So keep the heart open. Take 3 more really conscious breaths here from the belly, rising all the way up to the very top of the lungs, opening up all the space. Clear out the heaviness. And very slowly bring the knees up together. If they're not already, free them from any prop. Walk your feet wide. And enjoy a little sway, a little windshield wiper. Then choose one side to roll onto, and then come up slowly. And just take a seat and reset your spine. So that was a nice opener. And just do some seated cat stretches. Whatever sort of counter movement would feel good. Great. And then move the prop out of your way. We're going to do some reclined twist. But with a prop, so you can use your bolster. I'm going to actually fold my blanket to be a prop. If you have a block, it could also be really useful. So just something to use. So again, like a folded blanket, your bolster, or a block. And then recline. I'm going to put that prop between the knees for stability. So it's not too wide, it's just kind of hip width here. We're going to scoot our hips to the right, then bring the knees up and over to the left. Meanwhile, opening up that right arm as well as you can. Maybe it doesn't touch the ground, no big deal, don't force it. But the pelvis should feel like it's in a straight line and it has that something to squeeze between the knees. So there's no weird angle here, it's just on its side. And the big twist is in the rib cage and all around the heart. So I'll time this for just a minute or so. Breathe. Maybe use your left hand to hold that top knee, kind of pressing down. If it feels good, you can also look to the right, but that might be too much. You can just keep looking straight up. Wring out the old, lots of kind of releasing of old energy at any moon beginning, especially with an eclipse. So wringing out some of that old stuck energy or just residue from the past you don't want to take forward. One more full breath. You can take the prop out if you'd like. Come back to center. Center the hips. Take a breath. And then reset the prop. Kind of squeeze between the knees. Scoop your hips to the left. A big scoot, a few big inches. Knees come up. And then twist across. So just even check in. Are the knees in line? Hopefully they are, and we open up again from the rib cage, from the heart. And I'll watch the time. Take another big breath. Let it all go. Unwind. Breathe the prop out of your way. Walk those feet wide. Windshield wiper here. Grounding through the pelvis. Some freedom in your hips. Back to center, figure four, right ankle to left thigh. Let's let those, so the hips are a big part of the foundation of your body. They hold on to a lot of old energy. So breathe through some of that. Let some of it release. Be gentle. And then ground that bottom foot, walk it wide, and then just do that open windshield wiper for a moment. If that's okay, you can always just take the top foot off. Left arm back. Breathe through that left side. And release, both feet ground, maybe let them sway a bit. Other side, left ankle on top. Flex that foot, keep everything informed and active as we bring that leg in. Right, bottom foot grounds, walk it wide, knees sway, and right arm back. Okay, release both feet, sway. And choose one side to roll to. Pause. Come up slowly. Just kind of check in. Maybe some seated cat stretches, maybe some little spirals. And let's move to legs up the wall. So props of your choice. If you want to elevate your hips tonight, I'm just going to elevate the upper body and just keep my pelvis on the ground. But you can use your bolster. And move this. So make your way up wherever you are. And I will watch the time. Maybe the feet want to move a little bit. Maybe you want to take the V shape again. Whatever you'd like. But let's let this become a nice waterfall, pathway of energy to just shift, reverse the flow of the body here for a moment. Practice receiving. Holding on to all the good stuff and let the rest just keep flowing through you. Be open, breath, energy, circulation, boost all of your systems. Take another nice full breath where you are. And just really gently and slowly walk your feet down the wall. Choose one side to carefully roll over and let things fill back in. And help yourself to a seat and just come up to sit for a moment after that inversion for that nice 5-minute time. Let things shift around, reground your tailbone, feel the crown of the head rise up. And again, maybe some counter movement for your spine. Check in. Then we will prepare for Shavasana, the final pose. So, of course, you always have options. You've got your prop. If you were liking that inversion feel, maybe take a very gentle one in Shavasana, letting your shin bones be supported. And just have that little lift here if that feels good. Or you can always, of course, spin it around and just support your knees. And let your whole back settle in. So we're looking for a neutral spine. Feel free to support your head with something, just not too much. You want a natural curve of your neck. So find a place where you can rest. Or maybe you like that little back bend. Maybe if you're feeling kind of worn down by the world, you can have a little lift behind your heart. So be creative and see what feels good. And I will send you all a little Reiki tonight as you rest. So just taking the time to settle in. Let your whole back body be supported. Let go into the earth tonight, into this quiet new moon evening. Knowing that the solar eclipse is happening on the other side of the world where we can't see it, but you've seen them before. How the shadow just covers the sun and then shines again. So let yourself go into that quiet darkness where the transformation can happen. Check in with yourself. Is your mind still present? Is the breath still flowing nicely from the belly? That nice slow belly breath. Shift into quiet. And just let all the energy settle. And the Reiki energy is coming for you just to support you at this time on all the layers of your being. Your physical body, the emotional, spiritual, mental, energetic, all of it. Take a few more really conscious breaths, clear out anything else that's ready, release it, let it go. The earth is happy to receive it, to transform it into something else. And then really fill yourself in. See what you're needing and seeking tonight. A refill of your own energy. A refill of the energy you give out. A little more self-love, peace, trust. Maybe some inspiration to go into something a little different mindset. A renewal of that inner vision that you have. And then give yourself a stretch into space around you. Give yourself a nice big breath. And either stay here and just keep resting, or come up to close the practice, hands at your heart. And take a deep breath of this peace that we've created, peace, love, and healing. Let it ripple outward into your homes, your communities. Fill again. Let it ripple farther. The state, this country. And one more, filling up. Rippling farther. The ripple goes all around the world, blanketing this planet and beyond in peace, healing, and love. Sealing it with an Om. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you all so much for being a part of this practice. Have a great rest of your night.